Lady B or Bizbot. Don't worry, I don't bite. Because you asked me to do nicely. Basically, you're probably all wondering, who the hell is this woman and why she tried to tell us what to do? I am a cosplayer. I do not claim to be a great cosplayer. I don't even claim to be a good cosplayer. I do it for fun. But what I do claim to be is a person with no shame and judgmental as fuck. I freely admit that. Everybody does it. And if you don't admit it, you're lying. You shouldn't lie to people, children. But I have been acting since I was about 7. Not in anything big. I haven't been in like EastEnders or anything like that, but I've been on the stage, I've been to drama school, I've done speech and drama, so I know how to make a tit of myself and not die of embarrassment. And I'm assuming you're all here because you all like to cosplay, but you might be a little bit nervous. And it's okay to be nervous, but fake it till you make it. Now, one very quick thing. I'm sure we've all seen this. Just because you're in cosplay doesn't mean other people have a right to you. If you ever feel creeped out by anybody, tell a gopher, tell a member of the committee, tell a policeman if they're that creepy. And the other one is, it's fun, people. Be nice to each other. If some, you all remember your first cosplay, how pant-wettingly terrifying it was, but you loved the character and you wanted to share that love with everyone else, and then you see someone who's like spent 900 hours doing it and you just feel awful. Because it's like, oh, no. But then they might be really nice when you talk to them. It's like, yay! And they'll give you tips. Or they might be a complete and utter bitch or bastard. Those are the people who don't want to claim in the cosplay community. It's play. Remember? Play. It's not Project Runway. It's not RuPaul's Drag Race. It's not, London Fashion Week. It's fun. So enjoy yourselves. This is very important. The number of times people have said to me, oh, I'd love to cosplay this character, but I'm too tall, short, fat, thin, I'm the wrong sex, or whatever. If you're having fun with it, it's all good. That's you, isn't it? Lecture over. Be like Stitch. Enjoy yourself. I mean, come on, we've got a bra and a sheet on, and he's having fun because he's Bat Stitch. So have fun with it. Enjoy life. These are things I'll be covering in this panel. No particular order, but if you want to fall asleep for some parts, you can, and then you want to pay attention to bits you're interested in, go nuts. Posing. Everyone thinks, oh, just stand there and take my picture. Underwear. Yes, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Undies. Shoes. Let's be honest, our feet take a lot of damage. And some cosplay shoes are evil. Tips and tricks, just little things that I've picked up here and there from either like Euro cosplayers or from doing stuff myself, or someone else has told me, or I've stolen it off the internet. Who knows? Emergency cosplay maintenance. We've all been there. My favourite one was I made myself a bloody big skirt and the elastic broke and I wasn't wearing much other than a pair of underwear underneath, and it was like, how do I fix this really, really quickly? I'm in the middle of London Expo and I've just shown the world my knickers. And masquerade tips. You may never do a masquerade, or you may think, I'd like to try it, but there's all those people staring at me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Underwear. The good, the bad, and the necessary. Please always wear something under your costume. As I said, London Expo, skirt fell down. I was just wearing a pair of knickers. I wish I'd been wearing more, because it was like, But I have seen people have cosplay fails. They weren't wearing underwear. Janet Jackson nip slip, anyone? Boobies! It's a gift I found and I've had it for ages and I was just like, yeah. Couple of tips. Match your underwear to your cosplay. If you're wearing a white shirt, don't wear a black bra. I mean, pretty basic. But then if you're wearing black, don't wear white underneath it. fabrics are see-through in certain lights, like, say, the camera flash, or stage lighting. I remember one cosplay masquerade I went to, a girl came on, beautiful skin-tight outfit, she looked fantastic. She was wearing a pink thong underneath. Weren't supposed to know that one. Straps. You know, you're wearing your beautiful ball gown, and you've got your grotty old brass straps showing. It kind of spoils the a little, doesn't it? You can get clear ones, or, you know, just make a duct tape bra. Wear something under the duct tape, don't just stick duct tape to your skin. Especially not to the nipples. Visible panty line. We've all been there, I'm sure, in some point in our life, we've looked at ourselves and gone, yeah, look alright, then we turn around and go, oh, oh. Especially if you're wearing, say, lycra or spandex and skin-tight stuff, so like a big Spider-Man. You can't wear boxer shorts under a Spider-Man outfit. That's why dance belts. Who's heard of a dance belt? Yeah? They're what professional ballet dancers wear. Don't be scared, they're not that expensive. You can get them for, say, £5, £6 on eBay. They look like that. They're basically a jock strap, but they're slightly more comfortable. It's a bra for your bits. It tucks everything, holds it up, and then you don't end up with that. That's the Polish cycling thing. As you say. But yeah, no, we do not. I don't know if anyone reads The Devil's Panties. If you do, you should. It's a great, but this covers it pretty well. Especially that one. Gentlemen, we are aware it is not always under your control, and there are often ladies in very tight outfits wandering around. Don't let everybody else know that you find them attractive. Don't want to see it. So, check out Devil's Panties, great things for cosplayers if you like conventions. It's not satanic porn, so you're alright. Shoes. The unsung heroes of cosplay. Because let's face it, that's where the whole, say you've got a heavy cosplay, all your weight is on your shoes. So, while the 6-inch stilettos may look wonderful, that's your feet by the end of the day. So questions to ask yourself. Heels or flats? I am 6'2". I do own a pair of heels, they're over there on the table. I wear them ever so occasionally, because I don't need the extra height and I look like a drunken gazelle when I try and walk in them. So ask yourself, yes, the character may have 6-inch, 8-inch stiletto heels on. Have you ever worn stiletto heels? Have you ever worn heels? And are you planning to be walking at all through the rest of the week? Can you long-term wear a pair of shoes? You know, you've got a pair of shoes you can throw on when you take the bins out and it's fine, but you wouldn't, like, go shopping in them. Ask yourself the same question about your cosplay shoes, like little ballet pumps I see a lot of people wearing. They're not really for long-term wear, so they don't take a lot of punishment. So, say if you go to Expo and you're walking all day, they'll collapse on you probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you've got no shoes. Can I substitute? Cosplay accuracy is a wonderful thing, but remember that the artists do not take physics into account when they draw things. You know, yeah, Bayonetta, great, guns in your shoes. No. As I say, accuracy can be sacrificed to comfort, especially if the shoes aren't like a big part of the cosplay. Like say you're wearing a big ball gown. You don't see the shoes really. But, you know, as I say, these are just tips. Stairs! Again, the 6-inch stilettos. Anyone ever gone upstairs in stilettos? Anyone gone downstairs in stilettos?
Not well.
Yeah, not well. The other thing is, the bottom of the shoes, is it going to be slippery on, say, marble floors? Or concrete that's wet because it's rained? Or grass, because you want to get that awesome picture of you by a tree looking all sort of fey and mysterious? Say, rough ground friendly. It's like little ballet pumps, quagmire of mud. Heels are a torture device invented by men, for men originally, but women stole them because we wanted to be badass. Your feet at the end of the day. Posing, the nitty-gritty part. The only one piece of advice I can give everybody for posing. Say you want to cosplay, let's pick a character, Ash Ketchum. Everyone knows him, that little thing from Pokemon. Never caught most things, or whatever. We all know that character. He's young, spunky, and kind of fun. So if you're going to dress as him, why wouldn't you practice a pose? Just practice. Stand in front of the mirror and look like a tit. No one's going to see you with a cat, possibly. And laugh. And that's it. This, okay, it's a little smaller than possibly you want, is one of the best things you can use. Stand there and just pull faces. It's like, I'm a mysterious princess, so... Or I'm a really dreadful thing. Pose, because your face is an important part of your cosplay as the actual costume. Because if your face is like... I don't want to do this. I'm taking my picture. Oh. Well, let's be honest, you wouldn't cosplay unless you wanted someone to take a picture. Also, props. If you're going to have a prop, say, a bow and arrow. These are friends of mine, they very kindly volunteered themselves for this panel. But then they went to Manchester, so... There's the thing, bows and arrows. Tension in a bow is very important. Anyone ever actually shot a real bow and arrow? So you've all felt that pull. It's you need quite a sort of strong arm, so sort of standing there with your arms like that doesn't look quite right, does it? But if you just lock your elbow, keep your arm straight, and just like that, there you go. Or say you want to be a beautiful magical girl. Technically I think the staff is from World of Warcraft, but I'm using this as my magical girl one. Think about it. They don't just sort of stand there and go, I'm scared and I don't want people to take my picture. Have fun with it. Stand in your living room in front of your partner, your parents, the cat, yourself, and just go, how did this character stand there? Or just rewatch the anime it's from, or game, or comic, or whatever, and go, I like that pose they're doing. How do they do it? Again, do remember physics. You know, we do have centers of gravity, you know, our boobs don't move around. So yeah, so when you're doing a magical girl one, be fun with it. You're fun, you're pretty, you're going to save the world with moon prism power and be a princess. Or say you've got a massive sword. Okay, your sword may be made out of foam, paper mache, chicken wire, warbler. Can you make swords out of warbler? Yeah. So, it doesn't weigh anything, hopefully, if you've been sensible. That's another thing. Remember, props get heavy. But say... Has anyone ever felt a real sword? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they are weighted, because they are weighted to do as much damage to the human form as possible. So you can't just hold your sword and be like, I've got a sword, I'm very clever. Like, you know, think about the weight of what your prop would actually be in real life. Yes, it weighs about as much as maybe a lettuce. We'll go with it. But have fun with it, you know. Say, facial expressions are very important. That one he looks slightly terrified, so perhaps he's losing his fight. Or staffs. Bow staff, you know, wizard staff. They sort of all come under the same thing. Again, the middle one I wouldn't recommend as a long-term pose. Just because, you know, centers of gravity, wind, and once one person asks for a picture, everybody wants a picture. So that's the other thing with poses. Pick one pose that you practice, or if you're feeling adventurous, have 3, so then you can change it up, so you're not always standing there like that, and being like, my arm's gone to sleep, I can't feel anything below the waist, I'd like to move, but I haven't practiced anything else. So those are some good ones for stuff. Also remember your feet, like stances. you know, anyone done ballet? Yeah? I did as well. So, you know, you've got all the different positions, they're quite good, fun for your feet. Or again, remember, I'm holding a big sword or a heavy staff. Can't just stand there like that. But then little props are also fun. Do not do the middle one with the real knife. Please God, don't do that with a real knife.
The other way around.
Or, as he says, make sure the sharp bit's the other way around, but your cosplay prop should not be a real knife. Please don't be that person. So those are some good ones if you've just got a dagger. So quite simple, you know, good for close-ups. You've also got, if you've got double daggers, again, I think they're from World of Warcraft. So yeah, obviously if anyone's got any questions or want me to explain something a bit more, please stick your hand up. There will be questions at the end. Or slightly lighter sword, katana. You know, again, those are very, would you say, samurai-esque pose? We've all seen samurai movies, mangas. Again, inhabit the character. You're obviously cosplaying the character because you like them. It may be you just like the look, but hopefully you've watched the series they've come from, so you have at least a vague understanding of this character is really mean and gruff. Well, this character is actually quite sweet, but they're a real badass when a fight comes along. Or they're absolutely useless in a fight and run away screaming every single time it happens. Big swords. Again, big swords. Again, this one I put in because the first sword was smooth. So you could sort of rest that on your shoulder quite happily. This one's got teeth. So sort of, you want to be careful when catching the back of your cosplay. Or would you really rest something like that on your bare shoulder if you were the actual person holding it? It's sort of, just little, it's the little sort of niggly bits that sort of make a cosplay picture. Because you see, I mean, you've all had that picture where you think, oh, I look great, and then you see the picture and you're just like, ooh, what happened there? I've done that, trust me. I had a really awesome one and I was like, yes, I'm so pleased with this, and then I was standing there and I was like, that's not a good look. Again, this is a big sword and a pistol. Just because some characters have more than one weapon, so you would think, I've got no free hands. So if I'm doing a pose and I fall over, what do? Do I take the fall, or do I let my props get damaged? I mean, I personally would take the fall and keep my props safe because, you know, blood, sweat and tears go into that stuff. Again, just, I think he had a lot of fun with these. But as I say, it's just really simple stuff. I mean, perspective shots like this one are really good, especially if you kind of don't really want your face in the picture that much, say, because you're just not feeling it, or just like, you know, I don't want people to know it's me. You know, use that perspective. And if you're not happy with something a cosplay photographer is doing, say, actually, could I do a different pose for you, or could you stand different angles? Not a photographer, not my area of expertise. Ask Pansy or somebody like that for that sort of information. This is rapiers, all good fun. Anything can be a prop. This is the bit I'm going to cover. Your hat can be a prop. A glove can be a prop. Your necklace, if your character's wearing one, a bag, it doesn't have to just be a weapon. It can be your helmet, or a hat. It's a good fun one. This is a cool, what do I say? So okay, hat on your head, it works, but say you don't have a prop. You can sort of take it off, and do things like that, you can do that, so have fun with it. Or if it's not, I mean, this was cheap and like £3 from a costume shop. You can always throw it and then take a picture, and it makes quite a cool picture. I mean, obviously, you want like a cosplayer. You want a cosplayer. You want a photographer at that point who's got a little bit of skill. Because don't get me wrong, all photographers, you're wonderful, wonderful people, but some people, they have the really fancy cameras and it can do like this quick frame stuff. It's not just your iPhone where it's like, it's all blurry. So, have fun with it. Be proud and noble when you hold your helmet. Now this one, rifles. Anyone here been in the military? Had someone in their family in the military? Watched a war film? The military, if you are cosplaying a military character, research how the military stand. Because when they're on parade, they don't just stand there like this, do they? They're sort of very, very straight, very sort of up. Their hands are in certain positions. The way they hold their guns is very particular. I'm not saying you have to become an expert on military history, dear God, nobody's got the time. But just Google, 5 minutes on Google, type military man with rifle, military man with gun, military man with submachine gun. Because a rifle is held differently to a pistol, or a pistol is held differently to a machine gun, or a bazooka, or, learn how the professionals do it. Don't have to become their level, dear God, no one's expecting that. But just research. I mean, we've all got the internet, we've all got free time at some point. 5 minutes on Google, you've got some reference pics. So then if you're feeling a bit sort of nervous about your cosplay, you can just sort of go, yeah, I'm badass. Again, spears, you hold them in a very particular way. Most of the weight on a spear is at the top, where the head is. So if you hold it down the bottom, it's going to look a bit weird. Shields, it's another one. Shields are held in a very particular way. Anyone held an actual shield, like a proper medieval shield? How would you describe them? Heavy. Heavy as fuck. Even modern riot shields are pretty damn heavy. Not quite as heavy as like a medieval shield, but again, you've got to remember, you've got to hold that on your arm, and you've got to convey that it is heavier than it is. Unless, of course, they've done things like I have and made them out of solid wood. And for the last pose, anything can be a front. See,
that's a dangerous weapon.
Most dangerous weapon ever created.
Except for a frying pan.
Yes.
Frying pan. But yeah, it doesn't. I really do not recommend you take a real animal to any convention. But some characters carry pets. Lulu from Final Fantasy is one. I know they're not technically pets, they're stuffed animals. But take a stuffed animal along as your prop, and you can do fun things with it. They say you have a cat, you can swing it around by the tail, or you can cuddle it and pet it, or you can do the James Bond thing. So, please, for the love of God, do not take a live animal to any convention, unless it's a service animal, then fine. But it's not fair to the animal, let's be honest. The most important part about posing? Fun. It's all fun, people. Yes, you might look like a complete and utter tit, but you're a tit in an awesome costume. Be a tit. Nobody cares. Everybody's, it's Amecon. I've seen people wandering around in nothing but a smile and a Speedo. Did they look self-conscious about it? Did they look like they were having fun? As I say, cosplay. And just remember, hate's gonna hate. I'm sure we've all been on 4chan. I mean, I've been called a fat bitch on 4chan, but I was just like, fuck you. What are you going to do to me? Remember, nobody's opinion matters except your own. If you love it, you're having fun with it, fuck everyone else. It really doesn't matter. As I say, I am judgmental as fuck, but only if you deserve it. If you look like you're having fun, I'm right there with you. I'm saying right on, carry on with life. Just have fun, people. Don't compare yourself to the Euro cosplayers. Dear God, don't compare yourself to them. You will literally weep in a corner for weeks. But then they've been doing it possibly 8-9 years longer than you have. They have all the kit. They have an embroidery machine, they have a serger, they have a lathe or a 3D printer. You have hobbycraft, B&Q, and your own blood, sweat and tears. But as long as you have fun with it, it's all good. I love duct tape. I've hemmed my curtains at home with duct tape because I'm ghetto. So, all here cosplay or we are cosplayers. We all know how much effort goes into making our costumes. So why not make a little emergency kit just in case? This is not a comprehensive list, you can change it, but this is what I consider essential for a cosplay emergency kit. Plasters. There will be blisters, whether on your feet, your shoulders, anywhere. I have had some pretty horrific blisters on the back of my spine, on the base of my spine before. Just because you make your cosplay, you try it on for 5 minutes, and you're like, yeah, this is great, this is comfy, I can wear this all day. And then you wear it all day, and you're like, oh, that strap really rubs, or, ah, my feet have swollen because it's hot, or I possibly retained a little water. Painkillers, for the exact same reason. Props get heavy, feet hurt, hips hurt. I mean, I'm not exactly the healthiest thing, I'm probably going to fall over in a minute. Painkillers, no guarantee you'll be able to buy any of these things. You know, if you're at Expo, you can get painkillers, but they're not good ones. And plasters, duct tape, as I say, not this stuff. You can buy it in silver, black, or clear, or all sorts of pretty colours. Don't recommend the pretty colours, they're very expensive for what you get. But, clear, you've caught your hem. Stick it on, you don't need scissors, it just rips. Needle and thread. I recommend a black and a white thread, but obviously tailor it to your costume. If you're wearing a purple costume, take purple thread. Safety pins. Oh dear God, safety pins. You know, you realise, oh wait, the zip's broken and it's gaping and it's sort of all a bit funny at the back. Safety pin, no one's going to see. Super glue, for those little bits of like beading that might break, or say you've got a jewel on your crown and it's fallen off. You can't really stick that on with duct tape, it doesn't look that great. But it's like, quick, super glue, Bob's your uncle. It will work until you can get to a proper repair station. Conventions like this, we have the lovely Cosplay HQ where they pretty much have anything. For Expo, I mean, they have a cosplay desk, but they're still quite limited in what they can have. Comb and bobby pins. Wigs. Oh, wigs. We've all been there, haven't we? Wig looks fabulous. You put it on and suddenly the wind blows. Yeah. Or, you know, your head's swollen slightly because it's hot and like, all the blood's rushed to your head, or you realise I've only tried this wig on for 5 minutes and it's actually really long and heavy and it's falling off, so quick, bobby pin it. Water and a snack. Hydration, people. It's all lovely and wonderful, I know, to be sort of May from Overwatch, but it's August, really. You're wandering around in fur and you're not hydrating. Say hello to St. John's Ambulance or A&E. And a snack. It doesn't have to be complicated. Some nuts, some raisins, just something to keep your blood sugar up until you can find a Burger King. So that's what I'd recommend if you're going to, say, a one-day event, or just while you're wandering around so you don't have to keep schlepping back to the room or the Cosplay HQ. Convention cosplay kit. If you build it, it will break. As I said, you can be your first cosplay or you can be a Euro cosplayer. I have seen Euro cosplayers crying because stuff has broken. Or someone has broken it. Let's be honest, some attendees are tits of the highest magnitude. They see something beautiful and they have to touch it or pull it or break it, and it's like all your hard work has now gone down the toilet. Wig stand. You can get polystyrene heads, that's what I have. You can get these like folding ones I've seen. Because when you go back to your room in the evening, you don't want to just put your wig on the side, especially if it's styled. So just, they fold up, stick it on the wig, and you don't have to worry about it till the next day. Hairspray. The wind does blow, people, and it does rain. So if you've sort of hairsprayed your wig, like this person in front of you, yeah, there you go. The wig looks amazing, but if she gets caught, if he gets caught out in the rain, hairspray not generally waterproof. And also wigs generally don't like getting that wet. They go kind of weird and skanky. Brush and bobby pins, again, for just restyling at the end of the day. Wind blows, people happen, wig caps. You can never have enough wig caps. I assume everyone knows what a wig cap is. I quite like the ones that sort of make you look like you're bald underneath. But that's because I have a lot of hair and I like to hide it. You can get like netted ones. They come in so many different ways. But again, that's not something you can buy at a convention generally. And going around saying, "Has anyone got a spare wig cap? Has anyone got a spare wig cap?" Don't be that person. Tights, that's a good, those are a good emergency one. Tights, that's a good one. Or stockings. Pair of scissors, chop the legs off your tights, whack them on your head. You can either rob a bank or be a cosplayer. Hot glue gun and the glue sticks. The number of people I know who have bought a glue gun to a convention and not bought the glue, including myself. Again, needles and threads, match the ones that you use for your cosplay, just for any repairs. So, like when you get back to the room at the night, you notice, oh, something's ripped down the bottom, or there's a small holes appeared because my stitching was kind of naff because I was lazy and just wanted to get it finished. Scissors, again, loose threads, bits break, you need to trim bits for your wig. Trying to find a pair of scissors at a convention is like trying to find rooster's teeth. It's not going to happen. Febreze! We all know what Febreze is. It's stuff that makes our clothes smell nice. You can't wash your costume generally at a convention. But if it's hot, you've got sweaty, you can get out and have a shower, but then your costume can't. And stank ass is not a good smell. Makeup and the applicators for it. Just get kitchen sponges. You don't have to buy makeup sponges. If you want makeup sponges, Poundland do huge bags of them for £1. But it's great, you get to a convention, it's like, yeah, I have to paint myself purple. I have nothing to paint myself with. Oh, I'll just use the hotel towels. Hotels give you white towels for a reason, you know, so you don't do stuff like that. That's it. Not a comprehensive list, that's just what I consider essential. You might have things you want to add to that. Yeah. But it's just general, quick little rule. Have those things in your bag, and then you can be the person that comes to everyone else's rescue. Now, masquerade. Who's done the masquerade here? Just one. Who wants to do the masquerade, but has been a bit scared? It's all right, you can put your hand up if you want. As I say, I have no shame whatsoever. I will happily stand on stage and make a tit of myself until the cows come home, and probably after. Some people have, you know, social anxiety. It's like you sort of think about, I'm going to stand up there and people are staring at me, oh my god! Woo! Just do what I did for my first masquerade, wear a whole sort of fursuit and head costume. I dressed as a Moogle for my first masquerade. Nobody could tell it was me. Except for the fact they then told you who it was, but it's like, unless you're friends with that person, it's like, that's a person. Hide yourself in the masquerade, but then put yourself out there. Because what we all want are fails to kind of end up like that one. Let's be honest, this is the one we're all scared of. Yeah, it's like, oh god, you're just like, oh god, oh god, oh god. So, masquerade tips. It's all fun. Unless you go into Euro cosplay, but I don't recommend that for your first. So yeah, swagger. Have some swagger, people. You've put all that lovely effort into your costumes. Be proud of it. Show the world that you are awesome and that you can make a costume just as well as anyone else. Attend rehearsals. Do not be that person who goes, oh, I don't need to go to the masquerade rehearsal, and then you turn up at the masquerade and they're like, you didn't attend rehearsals. And then you throw a paddy because they won't let you in. You like, is that Sam and Dean? Yeah. You like Sam and Dean? Attend rehearsals and just get the swagger on. See, like, they're having fun, aren't they? Don't take it seriously. There's no, it's not a serious thing. Chris Pratt is the prettiest princess, isn't he? So, you've all seen people on the masquerade. They come on stage, they walk to the middle, they stand there, and then they move instantly. And then they come to the end, and they stand there for a second and then move. The point of the masquerade is to show off your costume and let people take pictures of it. So what I like to do is, obviously, it may vary depending on what you're told in rehearsals, is find a little 5-6 second rhyme, say, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. So you walk up, you stand in the first spot you're supposed to pose in, say that rhyme to yourself. In your head, I mean you can say that loud if you want, but it might be good for you. But say it off in your head, and use that to keep yourself in your pose for 5-6 seconds. It may be that you're allowed to do more than one pose in the spot, so just say it again twice. It doesn't have to be Mary had a little lamb, it's just I like that one because it's easy to remember, and it's kind of funny. So yeah, don't be Chris Pratt, don't be the sort of... As cute as he is, he's kind of moving a bit fast for a masquerade. Poses! You can add glitter if you want, but I'd check with the cosplay officer first because whoever has to clean it up may hate you forever. But yeah, again, practice 2-3 poses for the masquerade. Or just one if you really are too terrified to try and remember 2. Yeah, be like Charlotte. Deep breaths. Brown baggy is optional. I'm going to be honest with you. Just breathe. Just breathe. You're on the stage, the lights are fucking bright, you can't see a damn thing. You've no idea how many people are in the audience. So don't worry about it. I've fallen on my face in masquerades before and not cared. I mean, I cared because it hurt, but you know. If you make a tit of yourself, so?
This happened and you can't do anything about
It's,
it.
yeah,
Just carry on.
if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, you've stressed yourself out and possibly ruined your first masquerade experience ever because you're like, I was so nervous I couldn't do it. And look, and as I say, have fun, because this will be the audience's reaction. I've been to masquerades before where I haven't known a single character in them, what the series is or what they are. All I know is they're called something because that's what I've been told. But I've gone, that's amazing. How did they do that? And why can't I do that? Everyone is at the masquerade to have fun. The audience, the participants, the committee possibly, they may just want to get drunk and pass out, I don't know. But again, haters gonna hate. Susie, do you really care what some judgmental bitch in the first row is thinking about you? Or the person in the background, or anyone on the internet? Because let's be honest, the internet is not a kind place. Thank you, Wally. Have fun with it, as I say. Whose opinion matters? Yours? Or the dickwad in the audience? You're all looking a bit scared. It's alright. They can't hurt you. It's just the internet. They don't really know where you live. These are just general tips and tricks I have picked up from cosplaying and trolling the internet because I'm unemployed and have nothing else to do. Cosplay, what makes you feel awesome. So if you want to do a character from an 80s anime that nobody has heard of, so what? Do it. I mean, to be fair, not a lot of you look like you remember the 80s. But yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a popular anime. I mean, if it is, great, you'll get more recognition from people, but you never know. You may find the one other fan of that anime at a convention because they will look at you and go, oh!
It's you.
It's you! Yeah, you want to be awesome. If you want to do that in the masquerade, always entertaining. People will love you for it. It's all good fun. This is a small bugbear of mine. Anyone here done a princess costume or a costume that requires a big full bell skirt? They're fun, but they're a pain in the ass. You look at it and you go, yeah, I'm going to be a Disney princess, and I'm going to be the most prettiest princess in the world, and then you get into the logistics of wearing a skirt. Sadly, Disney has lied to us. The thing I'm using this to demonstrate is, when she turns, notice how many petticoats she is wearing under her dress. You can buy hoop skirts for £15 on eBay. I'll put them there. And then you put it under your beautiful costume that you've spent hours and hours making, and you haven't got a petticoat under it, so all you can see is the hoops. All you need is a petticoat, just a nice stiff fabric, makes the skirt fuller, hides the sort of structuring. And it can take a very pretty little dress into something that's just like, oh, I'm the best princess in the world. Some kid off the internet, I don't know. This is the most extreme of a hoop skirt. Do not do this at a convention. Everyone will hate you. This is the thing. Hoop skirts, large props, wings, anything that sticks out of your costume, check your privilege.
Door sizes.
Door sizes. A lot of people make their own hoop skirts, which is brilliant. I highly recommend trying it. But they use hula hoops, which don't bend particularly well. So you're trying to walk through a door and it's like, so then you have to do this weird sort of shuffle and then you possibly end up flashing people. And this one, you can all come and have a look at it in a minute. This one folds up quite nicely, but like, I can walk through any door with that. But as you see, just add layers to it, and it hides all the sort of nitty-gritty of it. And once you're through with it, you can turn it into a cat tent. As I said, this cost me £15 on eBay, including shipping. It's brilliant, I'll use it for lots of cosplays, it folds up really small, and you can do Indian smoke signals with it, right? Yeah, as I say, they're wonderful inventions, they're beautiful, they make everything look pretty. Just be aware of the rest of the world. Don't be that person. We all love you, but don't be that person. Anyone ever tried to do this? he did it right first time, mostly because I told him how to do it. And sadly, I don't think you can hear the sound, but never mind. That happens more often than you might think, people. Hoop skirts. Again, if you used, say, hula hoops, that will happen to you unless you think about when you're sitting. You need to lift the hoop skirt and sort of put it behind your bum. So I don't recommend sitting on tiny chairs because you won't fit on it. But again, remember, if you're wearing a hoop skirt, generally you're going to be a princess or somebody. You're not some scrubber from, down the pier who's sort of, come on, £5 a go. So when you're walking in it, don't sort of be like, you're a dainty princess. Pick it up when you're going upstairs. Dear God, please pick it up when you go upstairs. A girl I knew broke her nose because she didn't even think that she had to lift the front of the skirt as she went up the stairs. And then she had blood all over her lovely prince. I think it was a Belle outfit. It didn't come out, so she made Zombie Belle. It was like everyone was like, oh, how'd you get the fake blood so good? And she's like, it's not fake blood. So, if that does happen to you, zombie version, always unpopular. For the love of God, I know I've said it before, but I will say it again. The number of people I've seen passing out at conventions because they think, I'm going to wear a £90 cosplay and not drink all day, because then I have to pee. If you have to pee, you have to pee. Take that into account when making costumes. Say, I have to pee. Can I pee in this? No. There may be some adjustments needed. Again, accuracy is a lovely, lovely thing. Physics was not taken into account when they drew it. And eat. For the love of God, eat something. You might be worried about getting food on your costume. Eat something that's not messy. Pack of crisps. Probably not Watsits, because That's what happens if you don't try to eat meat. Rest. minutes. If you're having a rest and someone says, can I get a picture, say, not right now, I'm having a rest, I'll be back up and on the go in 10 minutes. Most people will be fine. If they're not, then the fuck off. As I say, you are a cosplayer. You are not a professional model. You are not there to cater to their every whim because you happen to be dressed as their little fantasy. You're a person first. Take a rest. Good luck with your teddy bear. And when you're resting, drink something. Safety first. Again, I know I said it before, cosplay is not consent. You may be dressed as somebody's fantasy, but you are a person first. And if they creep you the fuck out, you scream your head off. Or tell them to fuck off, or if you're too scared to do that, just say, I've got to go and find a gopher, a committee member, a friend, a policeman, depending how creepy they are. You know, I have been subjected to some creepy stuff. I was dressed as Nodica from Negima? Yeah, you know, bookworm. So I'm dressed as a Japanese schoolgirl, and I'm posing. A cosplay photographer came up without asking and moved my body into different positions. He put his hand on my inner thigh. Me being a bullshit cow went, fuck off. But a lot of people, especially if they're, like, say, only 16, it's their first convention, they've never been away from home, they're just going to go. So if you see shit like that, call them out on it. Not obviously the cosplay, because it's not their fault. But if you see someone being creepy, even if you don't know the person they're being creepy to, help them. We're a community. Help each other. You see someone, like, looks like they're about to pass out, say, are you okay? Do you need help? You know, you see someone looking lost and crying, don't ignore them. It may not be any of your business, but the world's a scary place. And, you know, as I say, you're 16 years old, it's your first time away from home, and some horrible, creepy perv has just put his hand down your top. Somebody nice coming up and saying, do you need a hand, might be all you need. Because then you feel safer because you're with someone else. They can take you to ops. They can be a bullshit cow like I am. Lastly, don't let it do that. As I say, cosplay is a wonderful, wonderful hobby. But there are certain elements in it that I would like to send into the sun. As I say, this is not Project Runway. You're not going to make a career out of this. Few people do, and then generally they've sold their soul to the devil and we will never ever be as good as they are. So just have fun with it. Say if your cosplay's held together with duct tape and a prayer, nobody needs to know but you. Unless you tell everyone or it falls apart. Just be nice to each other. What is it Bill and Ted said? Be excellent to each other. It's not a competition, unless, you know, you're entering a cosplay competition. But even then, it's completely out of your sort of remit. You cannot change it. So being nice to your fellow competitors, it's going to get you further in life. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. But I do have one last thing I'm going to put up. Just a general packing list for your convention. For the lovely Team Nico. You may have seen them wandering around like sort of madmen. There is a link to the webpage where they have it there. Just a good sort of one. Obviously, if you're a gentleman, don't worry about the bras. Unless, of course, you're crossplay and you need a bra. So, does anyone have any questions? Would anyone like me to show them how to pose with anything on the table? Yes.
Do I still have to wear underwear if I'm playing devil in skirts?
Yes.
Bugger.
If you are dressing as a Scotsman, please, dear God, put underwear on. Nobody wants to see that. Nibbly bits should stay nibbly bits and be hidden by something.
And it's true, Scottish people do just lift up people's kilts and have a look.
Also, this is an 18 plus convention, so everyone here is over 18. But there are other people on site, and there are children present. Or say you go to Expo. and you're dressed as Spider-Man and you're not wearing a dance belt. Mummy, what's that man got in his trousers? You want to explain that one to the kid? Any other questions? Yeah?
It's not a question, it's just a suggestion. When I'm looking for poses, I go onto Google Images and just put the character name in and it'll come up with hundreds of pictures. You'll see some of the poses are repeated. Those are probably the key signature poses that you want to have a look at.
Yeah, as I say, Google is your friend. Google is your friend. But again, take physics into account. It's like, you see a lot of like the girls, they're sort of like up on one foot and it's sort of they're on their tippy toes. It's like, nobody can do that for more than a second in real life. Because gravity is a thing that exists. Again, something to take into account if you're wearing, say, a strapless dress. Keep an eye on it, girls. Again, children are present, but there's also some creepy fuckers out there.
Fashion tape is also a thing.
Tit tape. I highly recommend you get tit tape rather than duct tape because duct tape bonds to the skin in interesting ways. There are stories of people who have been tied up in duct tape and shoved into stuff and the duct tape has stayed on their skin for hours. They then needed skin grafts to repair the damage. So yeah, if you're going to do binding, because say you're a girl and you have boobs and you want to play a boy, buy a binder. They're not expensive, really. I mean, £20 I've seen them for, and they will last you, as long as you look after it, it will last you forever. And it's much more comfortable. And duct tape, no. Great for hemming, fixing holes in costumes, whatever, not on the skin. Not on the skin. Any other questions? Comments? You're bored out your brains? Did you learn anything? Is it? I am on the internet. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Tumblr. Redheaded Ramblings. I just put random shit on there. But if you see me in the convention and you want to ask me questions, you're too scared to do it now, fine. Or if you're going to enter the masquerade and you want some tips, I'll happily give you some tips. I'm not doing the masquerade this year because time, money, and I didn't want to. But yeah, another thing I have to say is, if you see a cosplayer and you like their costume, tell them. Or you want to know how they did a certain thing on their costume. Most people are happy to tell you. But some people, they can't get them to stop. Love them, but dear God, some people, it's like you ask them a question and the floodgates open. But yeah, as I say, it's cosplay. The word play is in there. Have fun with it. As I say, make a tit of yourself. Who's going to know after this weekend? Okay, the internet might, but you know. If you wear the right wig and makeup, no one will be able to tell it to you. Right? Any other questions?
The particular brand of face makeup that you suggest for masquerade, what with the spotlights?
It depends. I have quite sensitive skin, so I have to be quite careful what I wear. Is it Snazaroo? Is that the sort of? I quite like Snazaroo because it's water-based and it comes off, and if it gets on your costume, you can generally wash it out. There are professional theatrical makeup companies that are also really good, but it's expensive. So I would recommend going with Snazaroo to start with, just because they're like $1.99 for a pot. The pots last forever. And again, if you get it on something, it generally washes out. But the best thing I can say is wash your face completely. You strip all your normal makeup off. You know, use facial cleansing wipes, get all the oils off. Pat it with, say, what's the stuff they put on babies' asses? Talcum powder. Just get like a sponge and just lightly. You've seen old movies where like women are putting like big powder puffs on their faces before they put their makeup on. But yeah, just a bit of talcum powder, keeps all the oils and any sweat that sort of comes, and then just use Snazaroo or just bog standard makeup. But just thicken it. I mean, has anyone here done theatre? Been to the theatre? You've seen the makeup on the actors. There's a reason it's called pancake. So if you're in the masquerade and the person you're cosplaying, you've just got normal makeup on. Do it thicker than you would, say, for going out of an evening or just going to work. Because otherwise it doesn't show up in pictures and you kind of look a bit washed out and pale. And another trick, if you say you've got to paint yourself a colour for a costume and you're using Snazaroo, water is great, but it takes a while to dry. If you use vodka, One, drinking the stuff makes it go a lot quicker. But if you use vodka, vodka evaporates a lot quicker than water, so it dries and you don't often get that horrible patchy look that you sometimes see. As I say, obviously you've got to be careful with it because alcohol can be absorbed through the skin. But like, you get your sponge, you dip it in the vodka, you rub it in the Stazaroo, and then you just sort of paint it on. It will dry a lot quicker. Again, just be careful, don't dry after you've done this.
If there's anything like that, you can seal it afterwards with hairspray as well?
Yes, again, hairspray is a good one. Again, if you're going to do that, you've not done it before, please do makeup tests. As I say, I have quite sensitive skin, so I know that I have to test stuff. It's like when you dye your hair, you've got to do the patch test. But if you bought a brand of makeup you've never used before, or you're planning to put hairspray on your skin, just little test about a week beforehand, leave it on for 20 minutes, then wash it off, and then 24 hours later, if nothing's happened, you're fine.
I wouldn't say just once you've done your makeup test to check your skin, also do a makeup test to check you can actually put the makeup on the way that you want to. I've got makeup panels sometimes.
Yeah.
Make sure you do a test run of the actual makeup.
Yeah, don't leave
Because
it to the day.
otherwise you're going to get to the morning, you're going to go, hey, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Oh shit, this one's up here, this one's down here.
Yeah.
I wish I'd practiced this beforehand.
It's like I cannot do eyeliner to save my life, but if I know I need to eyeliner for a character, I will practice and practice for a week beforehand. Yes.
I would also say, like, if you're doing makeup or body paint or anything, don't use hairspray because it does not work as well as a good makeup setting spray. Invest in a good makeup setting spray. It will save your life. Like Lizzie said, hairspray dissolves with water, so when you sweat, the hairspray just breaks through. But if you get a good makeup setting spray, it will make your makeup last all day, and it will stop your body paint or whatever from rubbing off of everyone else's costumes.
And the other thing is when you're out and about, if you've got body paint on your arms and hands, maybe consider an arm sock instead, which you can find tutorials for online, so you're not getting grubby paw prints over stuff in the dealer's room, other people's costumes, stuff like that. Obviously not necessarily from
Personally,
that help it out.
I am not a big fan of body paint. I buy Zentai suits and then use liquid latex. You basically put the Zentai suit on and then you dab on the liquid latex of the colour you want. Buy obviously a Zentai suit in say you want to be purple, buy a purple Zentai suit, then get purple latex to seal up the seams and things like that. It's a warmer way to do a costume, but you then don't have to worry about getting makeup on your costume, on someone else's costume, on the hotel towels, on stuff in the dealer's room, or just on the walls. Because we're generally borrowing places where we're having conventions, so leaving like purple smears or red smears everywhere. Generally, you can also get Zentai suits where they stop at the neck, or you get full face ones if you're really like going that hardcore. So get like one that stops at the neck, paint your face, leave the rest of you sort of free.
Gets time in the morning as well that way.
It's also quicker, and also when you finish in the evening, you get back to your room, it's 3 AM, and you're just like, oh god. And if you painted yourself, you've got to shower, you've got to scrub, you've got to wash. Whereas if you just wear a Zentai suit, whoop, wash your face, pass out. Also, if you are drinking and wearing body paint and you spill alcohol on yourself, it's going to do fun things. Also, sometimes with cheap wigs, they do sort of, the colour runs a bit around sort of your hairline. So again, wig caps are your friend in that respect. Any other questions? Oh, the one other thing is remember to do your eyebrows. I've seen far too many people do their makeup and forget to do their eyebrows. Like, wait, you've got purple hair but you have no eyebrows. What happened? The worst comes worst, use a Sharpie. Anybody else got any comments, questions? Want to throw something at me? But yeah, as I say, if you want to come and have a look at some of the props I've got and you want like some tips on how to pose with them, I'm very happy to stand here and tell you how to do it. But yeah, otherwise, go enjoy the convention.